Hey everyone, and welcome back to A Pinch of Salt. Here, we teach you how to create all sorts of amazing different recipes in your own kitchen. Today we are making my super amazing and delicious peanut butter cookie recipe. And make sure to keep watching because later in the video, I'm going to teach you an amazing way to spice up any peanut butter cookie. So let's get baking. Right before we start, if you're into cooking stuff like this, then you definitely don't want to miss any of my videos. So consider subscribing. Now, onto the video. First, get your mixer with the paddle and mix 1/2 cup of butter on medium speed until it's nice and creamy. Make sure it's been sitting out of the fridge for a bit and it's at room temperature before you mix. The butter should become creamy after about 2 minutes of mixing, and about a minute through, make sure to scrape down all the walls of your bowl. Scrape off your paddle, and add in 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now mix on medium speed until incorporated, which is also about 2 minutes. Once incorporated, add in 1/2 cup of peanut butter because, after all, these are peanut butter cookies. But make sure to get all of it because we want maximum peanut butter flavor. A little trick, when you get to the end of your peanut butter, scrape it all on your knife and then scrape it all on your paddle. There we go. That's a peanut butter secret for you. And also add in 1 egg. Now mix all of this until incorporated. Now that our wet mixture is complete, it's time to work on our dry mixture. So set your mixer aside, and into a bowl add in 1 1/4 cups of flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now give your dry mixture a thorough whisk, and add them into your wet ingredients. Now mix on low speed only until just incorporated. Just incorporated. I don't even know what I'm doing. Whatever. Mixing time. Now in your bowl, gather your dough into a big ball. Just like that. And now make a big piece of plastic wrap. Lay it on your table. And put all of your dough into it. You're going to get most of it from the big ball, but there's still going to be a bit extra, so make sure to get that also. And if you need, feel free to use an additional knife to scrape off all those last bits and pieces. And just wrap your dough in the plastic wrap. Now that is a nice dough patty, but before we make our cookies, we have to let it cool in the fridge for about 3 hours. And some people will say, I don't want to wait 3 hours to make my cookies, but trust me, it's important. Letting it chill in the fridge for a good amount of time will help you shape the cookies and make sure they don't spread when you bake them in the oven. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, our dough has been firming up in the fridge for about 3 hours, and now it's time to shape them before we put them in the oven. So with me here, I have a baking sheet and a sheet of parchment paper, and I also have an ice cream scoop. You don't really need the ice cream scoop, but I find it helps a lot. So scoop up mini balls of dough. They should be about 1 to 1 1/4 inches, and place them on the baking sheet about 3 inches apart. These cookies grow a lot in the oven, so it's important to give them space, or else they'll overlap each other. Also, now is a good time to preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Since you're placing them pretty far away from each other, you're probably going to need to make 2 batches. So while you're making your first batch of cookies, put your dough back in the fridge to keep it firm. Now it's time to make that signature peanut butter cookie crisscross. To do that, first dip the fork in sugar. This is going to make sure that the fork doesn't stick to the dough after you make the crisscross. Another way that I like to do it is I take a toothpick and I press down with my hands like this. And then I dip the toothpick in a little bit of sugar and make lines like these on top of the cookies. This toothpick method works really well with the spice up hack that I'm about to show you in a little bit. Bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Let them cool for a minute and then transfer all the cookies to a wire rack. Now repeat the process with your second batch. Ooh, my house smells like peanut buttery goodness right now. And if you stayed this long, congratulations, because now I'm going to show you my ultimate peanut butter cookie spice up hack. To spice up your peanut butter cookies, start out by melting some chocolate in the microwave. It can be whatever type of chocolate you want, just make sure it's either chocolate chips or you cut it up before you put it in. I'm only going to melt a little bit of chocolate chips because I'm only going to spice up a couple of my cookies, just to show you guys how it's done. Once it's melted, use a spoon and put it into a plastic bag. Close it up. Squeeze it down to the corner of the bag, cut a tiny hole in the corner and lay some chocolate in the crisscrosses of the cookies. Check that out. A peanut butter chocolate chip crossed cookie. That's a peanut butter cookie spice up hack for you. You can eat it plain or with milk, but they all taste super delicious. So soft, and the chocolate. After you subscribe to my channel by clicking the round icon on the screen right now, make sure to check out my video on how to make a delicious apple cake. But in the meantime, I'm gonna eat more peanut butter chocolate cookies. See you in my apple cake video.